Thank you for coming.
Of course.
Thank you for coming through and showing some love to the commission.
Most definitely. Always.
But I just wanted to say, we're gonna start off today by talking about your the way you started your lash business because
Hmm.
you're a lash artist, correct?
Correct.
And I wanted to talk to you about how everything got started and how everything came about.
So I think I got started in a really great time for the lash industry. This was about 3 years ago when I guess it was basically around 4 years ago.
Was it about the pandemic?
Around the pandemic, yeah, we just kind of that gave me time to practice, to perfect my craft and whatnot. Um,
Was it around like the mannequin era?
it was, yeah. So
Okay.
I basically just kind of started, and I went to I really was my focus was more getting like a hobby, a side little gig. Um, and
It wasn't like something that you thought was gonna come about. It was something that you were gonna do on the side.
for sure,
Okay.
just make extra cash,
Okay.
Um, and I had one of my friends who kind of talked me into hair extensions. Wasn't my thing.
Hair?
So hair,
Okay.
yeah. Wasn't really my thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm actually now I'd be open to it probably now that I'm in the industry, but back then when I was new to it, like it was definitely not something that I wanted to do. So I was like, well, what about lash extensions? It was just kind of like, getting
It flowed.
if
It,
yeah,
it was it just meant to be almost like it
for
was like
sure.
something that
So I just started, practicing. I started working at her salon, and it just it kind of took off from there, to be honest. I mean, I didn't think I would be that dedicated, that involved with my clients, actually looking forward to going to work every day or the days that I, had clients. Just the feedback I was getting, the support, the amount of support. I think that, you kind of go through those stages in your career, and then you think like, damn, when you look back, you're like, wow, like I had a lot of support. Some people don't have that.
yeah.
So in this industry, you obviously need support more than anything. Like you
Yeah,
need,
your test dummies.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So I feel like I had, you know, such a great support system, whether it was my friends, family. I mean, it was just like,
I mean,
it was
I've
rock
always
solid.
said to Lisette myself that you are very likable. So as
Hmm.
far as you having the support, it
Hmm.
makes sense because I mean at the end of the day, you have a likable personality as far
Hmm.
as like people attract to like your vibe. So
Hmm.
like they become more like it becomes easier to reel people in as far as like business wise. Like, hey girl, I'm trying to do lashes, come through, let me hook you up, and right away they're like, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like it's crazy how, you don't even know that people have that trust in you. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Until you kind of throw yourself out there, you're like, damn, people like
They fuck with me.
really fuck with
Yeah,
me. Yeah,
yeah.
because I honestly didn't expect that feedback. I mean, I knew some people were gonna ride for me for sure. Like I knew who was gonna be like for sure there for me, but the amount of, you know,
Like, okay.
feedback I got, I was like, I didn't expect that at all for sure. Like I was like, wow,
But God bless, it
it was
became
humbling.
yeah, became something very very nice.
Yeah, it
I
did.
like the situation you have now. For those that do not know, she owns a lash studio. It's called VM
House of Beauty
House of Beauty
by
by
VM, yeah.
VM, and she she got started maybe what is it 3 years now? 2 years now?
I got started 3 years ago, the studio 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 years ago, yeah.
And ever since then it's popped. Crazy to me how like how popular it's become.
Oh
Lashing
yeah.
is very very popular. I see it
Yeah.
everywhere. All the females have them.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you had to have lashes now instead
Yeah.
of doing makeup.
Yeah, at first, to be honest, I thought it was gonna be like a little trend, and I was like, we're just gonna see where it goes. But I see this staying for a while, and I love it. Like I love that girls are jumping, on and kind
And
of,
it's crazy that it helps a lot because
yeah.
a lot of females look bald almost.
Yeah, I actually, one of my Orlando sent me a picture this morning, and he's like, it was probably a picture from like 2010 or something. And I'm like, oh my God, like what lashes do, dude. It's crazy. I'm like,
Oh, that
what?
little liner didn't help
Yeah,
anymore.
like the memes are for real. It's freaking crazy.
Nah, but it's awesome. I feel like it's a good art. It's tedious. It's
It
very
is
very tedious.
tedious.
And it's time consuming because I feel like every set is an hour, 2 hours. Depends on the person, right? 'Cause
Yeah, and believe it or not, like I feel like it's almost therapeutic for both the lash tech and the client. Like I feel like it's not only like getting your lashes done and feeling pretty and boosting your confidence, but it's also like, you know, people mess with the whole therapy session thing, but it really is a therapy session. And I'm sure you can relate doing,
doing hair.
hair. Like
Hmm.
you kind of get into a more deeper level of conversation sometimes, and
You become almost a
a
therapist.
therapist, yeah.
Hmm.
And sometimes you do bring that with you, and it could be very stressful some days, but it's almost like, damn, who else do these people have to talk to? Maybe it's only me. Like, so I'm gonna let them
Give
know
them the
how I
best
feel, advice
advice
that you
you can give
possibly
them.
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I take that very serious. Like, I think that, what my clients tell me, like, stay with me. I won't even tell the girls around me. Like, I feel like, we have this deep one-on-one conversation, and I feel like sometimes that's, as a mom, as a college student, as
As
whatever,
whatever.
whatever it
Yeah.
is that you're doing, like that's your only getaway time to just relax, close your eyes, and if you feel like talking, letting that out. And so it's a really rewarding job, to be
Yeah, I mean
honest.
it's pretty cool. I've always said even cutting hair for me, it was more like it's a good feeling making people feel good,
For
and
sure.
it's like the same thing with lashing. I feel like with females, you make them feel self conscious as far as like their looks. Like if they look pretty, they feel pretty.
Oh yeah,
You
and it
know?
goes a long way.
Yeah.
You feel pretty, then that empowerment feeling kind of starts kicking in,
Yeah.
and
I always say it's their swagger. You give them
yeah,
swagger.
for sure.
Yeah.
Same with a guy.
Yeah.
You see a guy with a haircut, and
Exactly.
you see he acts different, you know?
Exactly. And it's true. All the
Yeah.
memes that they talk
Yeah,
about when they
exactly.
walk out the barber shop, it's
Exactly.
true because it's
Exactly.
crazy. And it's probably the same way with
Oh, it
females.
is, yeah.
And
And
they start texting their man like, "It's over, motherfucker."
right, like it's my
They
weekend. We outside.
Nah, but it's awesome. I feel like it's like a beautiful thing that you've gotten to this point, and it's like, and I feel like it's not. I don't feel like it's done. I feel like you have a lot more in you as far as because you're a great businesswoman. I feel like
Hmm.
what you do and how you represent yourself and how you carry the business is tells you a lot about what you are gonna do. It has potential to get bigger, and that's my next question. Will it?
I truly hope so. I mean, I am, it's all a trial for me. I had no business, no knowledge in business, I guess you could say, prior to that. So I'm learning, and you learn as you go, and I do have higher, you know,
Expectations?
expectations for my business, but I feel like at the same time, I want to make sure I'm very like cautious as to what I do
You
and
don't want to
taking the
bite
next
too much
step.
off that
Yeah,
you can't
no,
chew?
I don't want to do
Okay.
that. And I feel like ever since I started, I always wanted to make sure like it wasn't about getting more money, like it was about making sure my girls are good, and making sure that I'm not, biting too much
And you're
more than
not
I can feed.
overstimulating yourself.
For sure.
Yeah, you're not.
Especially that. I feel like the first year was very, very stressful for me in that sense. Now, I felt like, saying no to a client was like, I mean, I could never do it, you
Yeah,
know?
but you learn that as you
And
go.
you learn it as you
Yeah,
go,
as you
and
go, you understand like if they were a real nice client, they'd be more punctual, first of all. They'd be more organized, second of all, and they'd be more understanding.
but you'd be surprised. Like, you think that you can't say no because they're gonna just turn around and go somewhere else, but it's not like that.
Nah, if
You
you're good,
know,
you're good.
yeah, your clients will stick with you and they understand. They're people just like you, and and I don't know, like I tell everybody, like my clients are just freaking amazing. Like I feel like they're so understanding, they're so good. Like, if I need to move somebody around, they're just so good. So lately I've done more of that for my own mental health. I feel like I was doing too much the first year. Um, and now I feel more comfortable, or I don't know if I'm just getting used to like the
The vibe
amount of
of work.
work that I have, but I think I am managing it better. I think that
To me, I believe it's both. It
yeah,
becomes where you're used to what you do, and second of all, you kind of adapt to what you do,
yeah, I'm
because
adapting.
you're adapting to the amount of clients, and then you adapt to the time that you have. So like if you have so like say you work from evenings only, you make sure that your evenings are full, and then it's good,
Yeah,
and it
for
becomes
sure,
like a good schedule. So
for
and
sure.
that's the big thing about lashing. You have to create your own schedule.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it works out. It's worked out so far. I feel like I'm definitely, in a good place, but I'm kind of also getting comfortable. And they say, like, when you get comfortable, you have to push to the next level. So
Right.
I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to figure out how to grow the business, how to, make more of it, how to, so I'm learning, and I'm hoping that, and I want to kind of like not only learn for myself, but also learn to teach the rest of the girls, because they almost kind of I feel like they almost depend on me in that sense. Like, what does she got going on next? What is she gonna do next? And I want to kind of
Right.
be able to bring that for
and
them.
and that's awesome. I feel like when you have that backing, it makes it easier to make every move,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
when you start making moves, they don't question it,
No, yeah,
and they
exactly.
just rock with it because they
Yeah,
trust you.
exactly.
Yeah, and that's okay.
So
Then
yeah.
that's always pretty cool.
Yeah, it's honestly it's just been a huge blessing to me, like the fact that, like, I feel like I'm at a point like now, if like one of them left me, like I'd probably be like my kids leaving me. You know what I mean? Like,
Like your kids
exactly.
moving
Yeah,
out.
literally.
Yeah.
Like it would just be so heartbreaking to me. But then it's kind of like bittersweet. Like, I want them to do more as well. I want them to excel. I want them to be the best they can be, because they all got it, to be honest. Like,
Right.
all the girls that work there got everything and more, that what it takes. But I just feel like it's almost like we just created this. Whatever we have, like, we all created it, and like they stuck with me and they believed in me. And I'll never forget, like, me calling Liz, Anna, Letty, and they didn't even question me. They were just like, yeah, like, okay, like, let's do it.
Yeah, I remember the first couple of days. It was very like I seen the
Oh
nervousness in all
yeah,
you guys,
yeah,
like
it's
from
scary.
Liz to your other workers. I feel
Yeah,
like they were all like, "What should we charge? What should we do? What should
yeah, I know.
And I feel like it's awesome seeing that you guys all have became professionals. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy. You guys have adapted the game
yeah,
and almost owned that shit.
yeah,
You know?
it's true. It's very
And it's
true.
like you guys have evolved into like these beasts.
And I
Like
feel like when people believe in you, like, it just gives you so much more to, like, get out there and be like, I have to do this,
right,
it's like I said, it kind of goes back to your kids again. Like, I feel like you just have to make them proud, like,
right,
so that's the way I kind of look at this business. Like, I'm like, to me, they're like my babies. Like, I just want to make them proud, and I want them to make me proud, and it's just how it is. Like, and to me, the salon is definitely giving me, like, it's been an eye opener, and it makes me feel like we're a group of women that didn't know where we were going. We did it, and it just, and I feel like it's empowering to other women too. Like I feel like it makes
And that's
other
awesome.
women
Yeah, and it's a great example because
exactly.
at the end of the day, like I said, it was from because I've seen it firsthand
Mm-hmm.
to see from something that was like question marks, question marks, question marks.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing. Like you said, it was your first business,
Yeah.
and it was more of a trial because it was more like for fun.
Yeah, and
So
and really, we come from parents that work,
9 to 5,
9 to 5 for same job for 30
bust their
years,
ass.
bust their ass, and so of course, like the first person that you go to is your parents, right? And they're like, "What do you think about this?" And they're
Estás
like,
loca.
"Nope, no, no, no dejes tu trabajo, like no hagas
Like
eso."
you're wild right now.
And yeah, and like you're wilding, like what are you doing? Like no. And if you're gonna do it, like don't do this, like make sure you do this. And they're gonna give you the best advice because they're your parents and they want the best for you. The best advice they feel is in your best interest, right? So that's what my parents did. So having a group of girls believing in me and then having my parents who are, the most important people aside from my kids, like telling me like, well, I don't know if this is a good thing. Like it makes you freaking, if you're already nervous, it makes you
It
even
makes you
more
even
nervous.
more like think about it. Like,
Yeah,
am I really doing this right?
exactly.
Yeah, but
So,
at the end of the day, you did what you did, and it became something very special. And
mm,
I admire you for that because it's very crazy to think that like you didn't even want to do this. It was something that
no,
was more for fun.
it kind of like fell on my lap, to be
Yeah.
honest. So to me, I look at it like, you know what, it was like, I think it was like something that was meant to be,
Yeah.
So I don't
I
know,
mean, I always say it was God's plan because at the end of the day, you had the power to, like, first of all, who knew that was gonna be available? Like
exactly,
the salon was gonna be
exactly,
available, and
exactly.
then it literally came into your lap. It's up the block from you,
Everything just
and it
kind of
was
like
just it
came,
all made sense.
it all made
Yeah.
sense.
So like at the end of the day, it happened, and you were helped. Like you're very helpful now.
Yeah.
Um, and I see that you use a booking app to book for you guys.
For the scheduling, yeah, we use a booking
The
app,
Square
the
app,
Square
correct?
app, yeah.
Yeah. If
So that's what we use. It's been convenient. Like we kind of were going back and forth because I know, like I asked you guys about what you guys used, and I think it was like Booksy or
yeah,
something. So all those things. I mean, it was nice to have you guys, and other like Martha, like resources that I would kind of go back to and inquire about. And honestly, a lot of people would disagree with me, but most people in this industry are like very helpful. Like if you reach out, like I know people have reached out to me and I'm like bam 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 bam, like this is how you do it, like because I always wished somebody did that for me, you know what
right.
I mean? And the people that I did reach out to that I felt the la
That would help.
confianza that would, yeah, that I would say, okay, like let me just ask a question to this person, like they'd be like open and
But it's honestly that and basically the confidence because you have to
yeah.
have confidence into like everything you do in this
Mhm.
industry and it sucks because I feel
Mhm.
like it's nerve wracking. It's nerve
Mhm.
wracking getting into it. It's nerve wracking getting into what the hell, what's next as far as like a business.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to a business, you don't know what to expect. First year, especially, like you said, it was
Mhm.
really hard. And for
Yeah.
us as well. For here, it was really hard. But now we're actually looking into expanding. We're looking into our next business ventures,
Mhm.
and that would be my next question for you. What like what's next? Are you gonna
We definitely want to expand. I've talked to Liz about it. Um, I've talked to the rest of the girls and I've told them like, I would want to do it with you guys first and foremost. Like obviously, like I said, we kind of all made this baby like so I
let's
want
see it
them,
grow?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's
I
like
feel like
planting the
we've
seed.
worked, yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
feel like we've worked together well enough and I feel like
Do
they all
you
deserve it.
do you feel that you have accomplished everything that you wanted at your age? Not to like
Um, I would say I would say yes, but I would say I wish I would have known what I've known now much sooner. And I wish I had the tools that I feel like this generation has.
Right.
Um,
Like the internet, you saying?
yeah, I feel
Man,
like,
I 100% agree with you on that because as far as hair cutting, I feel like barbers now have it easier than when I had it.
yeah, and it goes for everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, the the internet's like a blessing and a curse at the same time, right?
Yeah. It
So,
depends on how you use
but
it.
if you use it wisely, like, yeah, I mean, you could learn so much, you could do so much. Um, what I could say is like, I wish I was, 10 years ago, I mean, this era now, it's like, it's all about women power and empowerment and, women owning businesses. I read something the other day about like women, I don't know how many billion women like own businesses or something like that.
That's dope.
Or either 44 billion or I'm sorry, 44 million or 4 billion. I don't know, something like that. But it was like an outrageous number that I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I'm
Like,
one of them.
yeah, and no, yeah, you do think like that and you're like, damn, that's
That's
dope,
pretty dope. That's awesome.
And I read how many like Latinas own it, and I'm just like, man, like, I know my mom kind of geared me a different way, but like now she's very proud of the outcome, and she probably was just making sure I was okay in
Wasn't
the long run,
yeah, like you weren't gonna bite off as
take the
much
risk.
as you
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
And as a parent, I mean, you're a mom yourself, so
yeah. Of
you
course, we
understand.
would
Like at the
never
end of the
guide them the
day,
wrong way.
yeah, whenever you see them out of pocket, you kind of like, hey, what are you doing?
I
You know.
know.
So
Yeah,
like it becomes that it becomes like the parent in you that has to protect them.
for
Like don't
sure.
fuck up.
I
You know.
know.
So like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's more like that than anything else.
Yeah, so I feel very proud of what I've accomplished. I wish everybody, you're never happy, Like you
Of
wish you
course,
could have
of
done
course.
more, but I'm very happy with what I've done so far, being that I was a single mom and all that stuff. So I think that that's everything I've done is always to, make sure they're good. So everything I strive for is for sure that set an example, let them know they could do anything they want to do. So I'm very proud of that in that sense. So I think that to answer the question, yeah, I'm happy with what I've done so far. I want to do more, and
You
I
don't
don't
plan
want to
to
stop.
stop. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've always said that I see that you're very ambitious and you're very and I admire that. I really do. Because I
Hmm.
feel like a lot of people are not like that. A lot of people feel like everything has to be given to them and
Yeah,
you
for
go get
sure.
it.
Especially nowadays,
Yeah.
it's more of that,
Yeah. And it's
you know.
pretty cool that you see the way everything goes and you go with whatever is needed to be done.
Yeah,
And
for
as far
sure.
as getting clients, you get them in the door,
Yeah,
promoting yourself. I see your business all the time. House of Beauty
yeah,
by VM is everywhere. If you
yeah.
haven't already, please follow
Yes.
House of Beauty by VM. Um,
Located in Summit,
Located
Illinois.
in Summit, Illinois. Go
Hmm.
follow. You will not be
Yes,
let down. They are
for
pretty
sure.
talented. But honestly, it's just it's very like it's very crazy to see what you come about, and that's why I wanted to have you here.
Hmm.
I wanted to have you here to explain to everybody how you became. Um, and it's pretty cool to have you as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I honestly, I want to stress that, in this day and age, there's no limits. I mean, you could do whatever you want. You could kind of get out there and,
The sky's the limit.
yeah, and just because you're nervous, scared to take on, whatever
Any battle,
battle that you're, or whatever, plan that you have, whatever business endeavor that you want to do, like, just do it, you
jump
know,
at it.
jump at it. And I mean, and it's okay to fail, right? Like, you sink or swim, and if you don't and it doesn't work out, then guess what? You do something else, and that's just the way it is. But you're never gonna think back and be like, damn, what if I would have done that? What if I would have done what I thought, and what if it would have taken off? So
That's the biggest thing that I had to say when I started this. Like I've been saying this for the past 2 3 years about making the podcast happen, and then that's basically what made me think. If I'm gonna sink, I'm gonna sink. But if I ain't even paddling, I ain't
exactly.
even gonna try to swim. You know,
Exactly.
So as far as me making this happen and me making like it's literally me asking for favors.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you get on the podcast for
Yeah.
me? Or hey, can you yada
Yeah.
yada yada, and then start asking questions because I mean I talk all day.
Yeah, and it goes back to what I was telling you about like people who are gonna ride for you and they're gonna support you. And you always kind of hold that little special place in your heart for those people because you're like, I remember who was on my chair and who I was messing up in the beginning. You know what I mean? I
Uh,
remember who took the L's for me because
I
shit,
trust me.
looking back at my lashes, I'm like, God damn. But
You start seeing the
yeah,
quality that you had then, and then now
exactly.
you're like, yeesh,
Exactly.
pobrecita.
Yeah, and they would still come back and like I'm like, man, like I got a special place in my heart for them for sure. But like I said, you'll be surprised how many people will support you. And
Yeah.
sometimes, luckily we have friends and family that support us, but sometimes it's strangers, sometimes doesn't have to be your friends, doesn't have to be your family. It could be strangers that really believe in you and you take that and run with it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, at the
just,
end of the day, it is what it is to me. Right now, like I feel like I came to the terms to myself that if it doesn't pop off, fuck it. I tried. I did it to myself. I wanted to do it for fun because
yeah.
first of all, talking is fun to me.
And we have some cool conversations that need to be on here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean
Like,
that's part of like
yes.
the whole situation why I did it because I feel like I talk so much shit that I feel like I had to be on air for it.
Yeah.
And so many people already told me about it. Like, hey, you need to get on, on the speaker.
Yeah, for
And then it
sure.
just, it.
It'll
I
be
mean,
good. It'll be
yeah,
manifested.
yeah. For now, I'm just being cordial with y'all because I feel like at the end of the day, if I start off, swearing and I
Too
start,
much.
yeah,
Yeah, too much
like
too
my
soon.
my energy is, I'm already caging a little bit of it. So like I
Yeah.
feel like I always start with being civil, cordial because I
Mhm.
feel like if I don't read out the scene first of all,
Mhm.
people will get intimidated
For sure.
and then they'll be scared and not watch it.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, I think that you're gonna do great. You're gonna see. You're gonna
Yeah,
do
I
great.
hope so, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason why I did it. I wanted the people to understand what I'm about. I wanted to let people know I try to bring everybody because and like I said, your line of work really really is pretty cool to me. That to think that what you started and how you got here,
Yeah.
and that's why I wanted to have you here.
The lash business is booming for sure.
It's booming,
Booming.
and everybody needs to realize and come see you.
Yeah. I honestly, my going back to what you were saying, like you want to do more, not only obviously open up and expanding and all that, but I really want to get men into our chairs. I really think that, you think lashes and you think of like,
Shout out
oh
Lash Poppy.
yeah, exactly. Like shout out Lash Papi, yeah. No, you think lashes and you're like, oh my God, like no, you could do very simple sets on men and like I really wanna like I tell guys all the time, like
Like, what do
any
you mean? Like men lashing or men
no,
being lashed?
men being lashed.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a game changer.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And I feel like you need to get these men to actually want to do that, but I feel like you see lashes and you see this and it's like that's not every set, you know what I mean? You could have like
Like a natural set,
exactly, for example,
wispy or a volume set
like you
or.
you could get brown lashes and I'm telling you it'll look
Oh
so
shit!
dope and they could be as short as the ones you got now but just a little curlier and
I
man,
don't know. I
it's
don't
it's a
know.
game changer for sure that I
Every
really
time
want.
for me as a man, I feel like if I see like lashes on a dude, I feel like Patrick, like that big ass whew, whew. But like you said, it could be natural. It could
I
be
feel
like
like we got to stop with the oh that's you know
say it,
that's
say
gay shit like I and it's
it.
not like
Nah, look. At the end of the day, look at we have so much personalities nowadays. Like
yeah
you can
like
be who you want to be. You could have whatever you want to have on. Lately, it just depends on the swagger, right? It could be a trend later on. It might be a trend. She might be coming up with something here.
yeah
You could be coming up with like a whole. Like everybody's wearing lashes.
Like,
I
remember
mean,
when the eyebrow thing was like, oh no, only that, like, man, these men look clean. They look clean cut. Like, they don't gotta be thin. They don't gotta be, they just gotta be cleaned up. You just wanna look
oh,
clean. You wanna.
I mean, I get you, but for me personally, I wouldn't do it because I feel like I don't. First
Never
of all,
say
I don't.
never.
I don't. I
Cause I
personally.
have footage. Just kidding.
Hey, shout out to Lisette. Thank you for showing her the footage. I had to do it. I had to be a dummy. All right. Is
That's for a later
it's for a later
show.
podcast. It's for a
Yeah.
different. She'll be on here again. So
Yeah.
she'll let you.
I'll bring the
I'll
pictures.
show you guys next time. But
You had a full on volume set.
it had to be done. I feel like look at sometimes like it's for some people it's hard to get their test dummies. Females don't trust as easy as men. As men, I feel like yeah, go ahead, cut me up, bro, fuck me up. It grows out anyway.
Right.
For females, some don't even like getting lashed.
No.
Some don't even like
But because you might have had a bad experience, you might hear, oh, your lashes fall off, things like that. It's, you have to definitely be going to the right people, and I think that it'll change your mindset and
first of all, wash them bitches.
right,
If you have lashes, wash them bitches.
brush them.
Second of all, brush them. Third of all, make sure your artist is clean. Make sure your artist
Yeah,
is
everything
is
is,
is on it.
yeah, for
And
sure.
then honestly, lashes is very very. It looks cool. It looks cool. Honestly, it's trendy for a reason. I feel like I mean, and like you said, it's not even a trend anymore. It's here to stay.
Yes, I'm
I
hoping
feel
it's
like
here to stay.
it's
Yeah,
part of their makeup.
for sure. It just saves you so much time and energy, and you wake up feeling good, awake, not dead. You could walk out the house. You could walk out the house and just not
Be
feel,
ready to go.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right. I feel like with lashes, a lot of females feel confident,
for
and that's
sure.
cool. That's pretty cool to have.
Yeah, for sure.
But thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank
Yeah,
you for
of
coming
course,
today,
anytime.
and hopefully you come back.
I definitely will, for sure.
And remember, guys, if you haven't already, follow House of Beauty by VM on Instagram. You
Hmm.
can follow her on. Are you on TikTok or anything like that?
Um, I'm not at the moment.
Okay, soon, soon.
It's House of Beauty underscore by VM.
Okay,
Yeah,
House of Booty underscore by VM. Just remember
yeah.
to follow. Remember, click the subscribe button. And honestly, thank you again, like I said.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And
And I wish you the best, in your new endeavor,
I will
and
definitely be trying.
yeah, it'll go great. You'll
Yeah,
see.
I hope so. Hey,
Yep,
keep following, guys.
for
Thank you
sure.
guys so much.